let's transition to my favorite type of talk, baseball.
That's your favorite.
Not really, but I've actually enjoyed watching baseball.
Wah,
this year.
wah, wah.
As a Red Sox fan, the last 2 years have been last place finishes. Not bad. The September baseball has had a different type of meaning, watching a lot of young players. And finally, this year, you're seeing those young players kind of succeed. And because of that, with 11 games to go, the Red Sox are 4.5 games up in the AL East.
Driver's seat.
Barring a 2011-esque collapse in a much shorter time frame.
Yeah, it would be worse than that collapse.
Yeah,
because it's 12 games and you have a 4.5 game lead.
11
games.
games.
11 games. It would be a more epic collapse than that.
But yeah, I mean, there's so many things to talk about here. We had the series with the Yankees. Hanley
destroyed them
all
by himself.
Boo.
He went 12. Matt, for fans out there, is a Yankees fan.
You're a Yankees fan?
I am.
You're a Patriots fan and a Yankees fan.
Look, I grew up...
You sound like someone from Connecticut.
I grew up
you really do.
in 2 states that didn't have professional teams, so I got more attracted to players than organizations.
I respect that.
And you could say whatever you want about the evil empire, but back in the days when I was growing up, we were winning, and we were winning big, and I love winners. So,
Sure.
Right, ask him his favorite basketball team.
Lakers.
Absolutely.
Patriots, Yankees, Lakers.
You're the most hated.
Crazy, right?
Yeah, you're the most hated fan
Crazy,
probably
right?
ever assembled.
If Randy Moss would not have went to the Patriots, I would not be a Patriots fan.
All right, fair enough. Also, if you followed English soccer, you would be a Manchester United fan.
Yeah, I don't. We didn't have soccer.
Right.
He doesn't know what that is.
No.
yeah. Football.
But yeah, Ramirez killed it. 462, 12 of 26, 5 home runs in that 4-game series.
Yeah.
12
Good Lord.
RBIs.
Yeah.
It's just
He's an animal.
he won AL Player of the Week. Also, just in tonight's game against the next series, the Orioles-Red Sox series, he set a new career high for RBIs in a single season for himself.
Surprising.
107 RBIs.
Great time to be hot.
Yeah.
The
you want.
The team is hot, too, because Mookie Betts, our MVP candidate, 2-run home run on Monday. His stats before tonight's game, I didn't update this, but 13 of 25, 15 RBIs, 8 home runs against the Orioles.
And also, first player since Miguel Cabrera's triple crown season 2012 to get 200 hits, 100 RBIs, and 100 runs in a season.
And 30 home runs?
No.
Home runs not included in that?
Yeah, home runs not included in that. Though I'm sure there should be a stat including home runs.
And then perhaps the guy who's having the most impressive season of all, David Ortiz, in his farewell season.
Big Papi.
Hit another home run tonight.
40 years old.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, 40 years young, apparently.
Essentially. He hit a 3-run home run in the 7th in today's game, and the Red Sox took the second game against the Orioles 5-2.
All this is great, but we know that it's just regular season, and the postseason.
That's the
one
question.
thing and one thing only is pitching.
And that's the question.
And that is the question right now. So the Red Sox have their ace, which isn't who people expected at the beginning of the season.
Right.
It's Rick Porcello. 21-4, 3.08 ERA.
But David Price is rounding into form.
David Price has played well. He hit a bit of a snag in his last start. I think he gave up about 4 or 5 runs.
Right.
But the month and a half before that, he had been pitching well.
Yeah.
But I mean,
I like Price in the postseason.
Oh yeah.
I like it. That's a
Price,
great
so
number 2 guy, right?
You would like Price in the postseason, but his numbers in the postseason are horrible.
Oh yeah, actually no, he flipped that. So he really good regular season.
Really good regular season guy.
Postseason
is the biggest choker in the postseason.
Really? Bigger than Kershaw?
It's bad. If you look at the
splits,
the splits are not good. So that's the concern going in. Porcello, kind of an unknown, because he was so deep on the Tigers teams that he didn't really have to pitch a lot in the postseason. But I mean, Porcello. It looks like Porcello's going to be your number 1 guy going in. Price will be your 2, but who's your 3? Who's that the third guy? And here's the problem that you're running into.
Clay
right now.
Buchholz.
Stephen Wright, who for about the longest time this season was your best pitcher, the knuckleballer, has been hurt for the last month. We don't even know if he's going to come back because he might not be able to. Not Rick Porcello. Drew Pomeranz, the pitcher you traded for the Padres, is still so young.
Very up and down.
And not even that. He's been good enough. He's good enough to be your 3. The problem is he's pitched over almost 30 more innings than he's ever pitched in a single season in his life.
So his
where he might
arm.
be hitting his shell life for his arm. So he
Right.
might just have to be a guy that comes out of the bullpen. It's
Right.
bad.
You
Which is-
can get away with 2 stud pitchers and have a bullpen in what, game 4, game 5, game 3 if you have to. Like, you can get away with it. You don't have to have 3 studs.
Well, you still need a third pitcher. You still need a guy that can
At
come
least
out
start
and
that
pitch-
game.
pitch
Yeah,
for
but
f-
he does-
for 5 innings, 4 or 5.
Yeah, and that's what your bullpen can do, right?
Well, your bullpen will need to do the other 5. You can't have your bullpen do 9 innings.
I'm
or
just
you're
saying,
gonna
you
kill your
got a
bullpen.
middle guy in there that can come in and throw 4 innings
Well, I don't. Well,
of tying baseball.
Well,
at
that
least.
guy's got to start.
Yeah, that's
You
what
know
I'm saying. That's
well,
what I'm saying.
I don't know if the Red Sox do. And then you have Eduardo, who's been kind of up and down. He had a solid game tonight, 6 in the third, 2 runs. But the guy I think it's going to be, and I hate to say this,
Don't say it.
Clay Buchholz.
Yeah.
I think it's got to be the guy who's got to be your third starter.
He has experience there, though.
He's got a lot of experience with the Red Sox. He's one of the longest tenured guys.
Mm-hmm.
If he starts and wins a postseason game,
Then-
what a turnaround
No, that's like if
from
he,
the earlier this season.
If
No,
he
this
does-
season's been bad for him.
No,
Yeah.
for sure. But if he does, that's what we call bonus.
But
yes.
Because you're not counting it, right?
Yeah.
It's bonus.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like, what a turnaround though from like where he's been this season. This season for him would
Right.
have been like a journey to Mordor and back.
This guy said
Did he have the ring?
This
oh,
guy,
he had the ring. Yeah.
Everyone was shocked when he did not get traded at the deadline,
Yeah.
including himself.
Yeah.
And then
Or
released after that, right?
You know, so it's. I mean, I don't want to say the Red Sox have made the playoffs yet. You know, especially with
You
the
don't wanna
Red
jinx
Sox,
it.
you're really jinxy about different things. So I don't want to. I don't want to look too far ahead. They're in a great position right now to obviously, hopefully, win the division. I don't want to play that wild card 1 game
Yeah.
crap.
Hell no.
Um,
Win the division.
Yeah, win that division. You know, I think you can do it. Right now, the only concern right now, Pedroia has a hurt knee. He's day to day. Brock Holt's missing these next 2 games. There's death in the family, so your depth isn't as great.
How is
offensively.
Pedroia playing?
He's had a great year.
Is he
I think
balling?
what 325.
Yeah, they actually.
Something absurd.
So Mookie was your leadoff hitter for most of the year.
Yeah.
But then when he started really lighting it up against the Orioles, a month and a half ago, Farrell decided to move him in the 4 hole because he's hitting so many
And the
home
offense
runs.
really took off.
The offense really took off. They put
Even
Pedroia at the leadoff spot, and he hit about 425 in that leadoff spot.
The whole
What's
team
that?
is
What's that
disgusting.
story with him that he had a walk-off home run to beat somebody, and then he goes out to a restaurant, to a bar or something. They won't let him in, and they're like, "Who is this guy?" And he got real upset about people not knowing who he is.
Dustin Pedroia.
Yeah, and he was like, "I'm the guy that just did that" or something, and it's on Sports Center of him
Well, this must have been his
cranking
rookie
a
year.
homie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's,
That's
a pretty
funny.
interesting story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
Now
reminds-
he's
he
really
reminds me
recognizable.
of he reminds me of Joe Dirt, right? He's like baseball's Joe Dirt.
Personality-wise, he might be.
Yeah.
For sure.
I like the guy.
Yeah, he's
But,
scrappy.
yeah,
The
for sure.
scrappiest.
He's definitely the scrappiest of the scraps.